Imagine the thunder of thousands of horses pounding the dusty earth beneath a blood-red dawn, banners streaming, swords glinting menacingly in the rising sun. The year is 701 AD, and an army of warriors, known to history as the Moors, stands poised at the gates of destiny. Ahead lies the lush Iberian Peninsula, modern-day Spain, an ancient land filled with riches, fractured kingdoms, and weary rulers. Behind them, the sprawling deserts of North Africa whisper tales of ambition and conquest. But what led these formidable warriors across the treacherous sea? How did they, against staggering odds, conquer nearly the entirety of Spain, and why did their mighty empire ultimately collapse? The invasion began under the command of Tariq ibn Ziyad, a general whose name would echo through the ages. Crossing the narrow strait from Africa, Tariq's forces landed near a massive rock that would forever bear his name, Jabal Tariq, or Gibraltar. Their arrival was swift, strategic, and unexpected. Spain, then dominated by the Visigothic Kingdom, was a land riddled with internal strife and political intrigue. The Visigothic ruler, King Roderick, was already facing rebellion, betrayal, and a fragmented nobility, more intent on personal power than national unity. The timing of the Moorish invasion was impeccable, like a blade slipping into the heart of a weakened enemy. At the pivotal Battle of Guadalete, Tariq's forces clashed violently with Roderick's army, a vast host that, despite numerical superiority, quickly fractured under intense Moorish cavalry charges and disciplined tactics. The Visigothic lines crumbled, and King Roderick himself was lost in the chaos, reportedly drowned while fleeing. With their king dead, the Visigothic resistance collapsed rapidly, leaving Iberia wide open for conquest. In mere months, Moorish forces surged northward, capturing cities with astonishing ease. Toledo, Cordoba, Seville, all fell swiftly to the relentless advance. The Moors, primarily Berbers and Arabs, brought not just swords, but also advanced knowledge in science, medicine, and philosophy from the burgeoning Islamic Golden Age. They established al-Andalus, a vibrant Muslim society that would soon become Europe's most sophisticated and cultured realm, a dazzling beacon of knowledge and enlightenment amid medieval darkness. Yet the Moors' rule was not just conquest, but a transformative cultural renaissance. Under their influence, Cordoba blossomed into the largest and most advanced city in Europe, boasting paved streets, illuminated lamps, public baths, and expansive libraries filled with thousands of manuscripts. Arabic became the lingua franca of intellectuals. Scholars flocked from across Europe and the Middle East, and advances in mathematics, astronomy, agriculture, and medicine flourished. This wasn't merely occupation, it was the dawn of an unprecedented cultural symbiosis that would profoundly shape European civilization. But beneath this golden facade simmered tensions, religious, ethnic, and political, that would one day shatter this utopia. As the Moors established their dominion, Christian kingdoms in the far north remained defiantly independent. Asturians, Leonese, and Castilians, all fiercely committed to reclaiming their land, ignited the fires of resistance, launching centuries-long warfare known as the Reconquista. This struggle was neither swift nor simple. For nearly 800 years, the Iberian Peninsula became a battleground of shifting allegiances, brutal conflicts, and temporary truces. Moorish rule, initially unified under the Umayyad Caliphate, fragmented over time into smaller kingdoms known as Taifa states. These smaller entities, while culturally rich, were militarily weaker and prone to rivalry and infighting, often allying with Christian rulers against each other. This internal discord presented a strategic vulnerability that the Christian kingdoms skillfully exploited. The turning point came in 1212 at the legendary Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa, a brutal, decisive confrontation where combined Christian forces shattered Moorish power in Spain. The aftermath was devastating. Entire Moorish armies were decimated, morale collapsed, and territories rapidly fell under Christian rule. Despite brief resurgences, the Moorish dominion continued its steady decline. Yet in the far southern tip of Iberia, the Nasrid Kingdom of Granada endured defiantly, a stunning testament to the resilience and splendor of Moorish civilization. Granada thrived for nearly 250 more years, a glittering jewel famed for its magnificent Alhambra palace, lush gardens, intricate architecture, and vibrant culture. It stood as a final, poignant symbol of a once great empire clinging desperately to its legacy amid mounting pressure from the increasingly united Spanish kingdoms. The end, when it came, was both tragic and inevitable. In 1492, after a long and brutal siege, Granada fell to the forces of King Ferdinand II of Aragon and Queen Isabella I of Castile. As Boabdil, the last Moorish ruler, surrendered the city, legend says he paused on a hill overlooking Granada, shedding tears of sorrow and loss. His mother's harsh rebuke became immortalized. Weep like a woman for what you couldn't defend as a man. The defeat of the Moors marked the end of an era and the birth of modern Spain. Ferdinand and Isabella swiftly enforced policies of religious conformity, initiating the expulsion or forced conversion of Muslims and Jews. Centuries of vibrant cultural harmony gave way to suspicion, persecution, and the shadow of the Inquisition. Yet the echoes of Moorish brilliance, architecture, language, science, and culture endure vividly in Spain today, a lasting testament to a remarkable epoch. Thus, the tale of Moorish conquest and defeat in Spain is not just about battles and territories, but also about the rise and fall of civilizations, the fusion and fracturing of cultures, and the timeless struggle for identity and power. It's a powerful story that continues to captivate, inspire, and provoke profound reflection on the forces that shape our world. In the aftermath of Granada's fall, Spain underwent a profound transformation that resonated far beyond its borders. The expulsion of the Moors and Jews was not merely a demographic shift, it was a seismic cultural and economic upheaval. Thousands of skilled artisans, merchants, and scholars left their ancestral homeland, dispersing across North Africa and the Mediterranean, taking with them centuries of accumulated knowledge. This mass exodus drained Spain of a vital source of intellectual and economic prosperity, a void felt deeply in the subsequent generations. Yet the seeds planted by Moorish hands endured in surprising ways. Agriculture techniques brought by the Moors, such as irrigation systems and terraced farming, transformed the arid landscapes of Spain into lush orchards and fertile farmland. Crops like rice, sugarcane, oranges, lemons, and almonds, introduced by Moorish settlers, continued to thrive, reshaping European diets and agricultural practices forever. Even today, the rolling hills of Andalusia bear the imprint of Moorish agricultural genius, sustaining Spain's rural communities and enriching its culinary heritage. The intricate legacy of Moorish architecture became one of Spain's defining features. From the delicate arches and exquisite mosaics of the Alhambra to the majestic Alcázar in Seville, Moorish artistry captured the imagination of generations. Even as victorious Christian kings reclaimed Moorish cities, they often preserved and incorporated Islamic design elements, blending Gothic, Renaissance, and Islamic styles into a uniquely Iberian architectural tapestry. Spain's landscape became dotted with castles, palaces, and gardens, each echoing whispers of Moorish grandeur. Yet perhaps the most enduring impact of the Moorish presence in Spain lies hidden in the language itself. Spanish today contains over 4,000 words of Arabic origin. Everyday words such as azúcar, sugar, jarabe, syrup, almohada, pillow, and naranja, orange, bear silent witness to the centuries of coexistence. Town names, surnames, and geographic terms across Spain reflect Moorish roots, an indelible reminder of a shared and often contentious history. As the dust settled on the battlefield of Granada, Europe itself stood on the precipice of discovery and exploration. It was no coincidence that in the same pivotal year, 1492, Ferdinand and Isabella sponsored Christopher Columbus's historic voyage across the Atlantic. Flush with victory and eager to extend their influence, the Spanish monarchs redirected their ambitions westward, inadvertently setting in motion a new age of exploration and conquest. The fall of the Moors thus indirectly sparked an unprecedented era of global colonization, dramatically reshaping world history. Yet the decline of Moorish power in Spain also had profound implications for the Islamic world. The retreat from Iberia marked a symbolic blow to the prestige of Islamic empires. North African and Middle Eastern scholars, once drawn to Cordoba's famed libraries, were forced to shift their intellectual energies eastward. The Ottomans, rising rapidly in power, capitalized on the vacuum left by al-Andalus's decline, positioning themselves as leaders of the Islamic world, shaping new geopolitical alignments that defined the Mediterranean for centuries. The Spanish victory also intensified religious tensions throughout Europe. The Reconquista became emblematic of a broader Christian-Muslim conflict that would reverberate through history, fueling future crusades, shaping attitudes toward Islam in Western culture, and influencing European identities. The clash between cultures in Spain provided a framework for viewing conflicts that persisted into modern times, embedding deep-seated divisions that influenced centuries of European and Middle Eastern interactions. Yet even amid conflict and loss, Moorish Spain left behind invaluable lessons about cultural exchange and coexistence. The vibrant mingling of religions, philosophies, and traditions in places like Cordoba and Toledo served as early examples of multicultural societies. European scholars, rediscovering ancient Greek philosophy and science through Arabic translations, sparked the Renaissance and subsequently the Enlightenment. Without the Moorish transmission of knowledge, Europe's awakening might have been delayed by centuries. Today, as visitors wander through Spain's historic sites, tracing their fingers along intricately carved stonework or strolling through fragrant gardens designed by long-forgotten Moorish architects, they are not merely observing relics of the past, they are experiencing tangible remnants of a society whose influence stretched far beyond military conquest. The legacy of the Moors is inscribed into the soul of Spain, a complex mosaic of conquest and coexistence, brilliance and tragedy, forever shaping the identity of an entire nation. Ultimately, the story of Moorish Spain encapsulates a fundamental truth. Empires rise and fall, cultures merge and clash, but the echoes of human endeavor, ingenuity, and resilience endure. It's a tale of soaring ambition tempered by stark realities, of luminous cultural peaks followed by shadows of intolerance, a timeless narrative reflecting humanity's perpetual struggle between division and unity. As history marches forward, the saga of the Moors in Spain remains a captivating reminder of our capacity for both astonishing achievement and profound loss, urging us to ponder the delicate balance between cultural pride and the embrace of diversity. This powerful epic continues to resonate profoundly, challenging us to reflect deeply on our shared histories and inspiring us to seek wisdom from the past as we shape our collective future.